For help. Welcome to Jay Silver Presents, where I present the best in esports from your favorite players. I'm joined by Blaber after their win versus Dignitas today. Blaber, thank you so much for chatting with me. How are you feeling after that game?
I'm feeling okay. I think I made a pretty bad dive that cost us Baron towards the end of the game, but besides that, I think the game was pretty smooth.
Mm-hmm. I was listening to a little bit of your interview with Raz after you guys won the game. You said that this week definitely had an easier strength of schedule compared to last week, where you faced both 100 Thieves and Shopify. So I'm kind of curious, when you had a difficult week like you did last week with the 1-1, and now going into this week, what's the mindset that you have? Like, how are you guys preparing to make sure, like, hey, we need to prove ourselves?
I mean, we've had a really good week of practice. I think we dropped like one game this whole week, of scrims, so we have a lot of confidence in general. We've been doing really well in practice, I would say, since we got back, and I think last week just I individually played really poorly. I think if I didn't play as bad as I did last week, we probably would have went 2-0. So yeah, I think just work on consistency for me.
Mm-hmm. One of the other things you talked about was your 2v2 with Loki, 2v2 with Loki, trying to just work with him on jungle mid synergies. Having spoken to you throughout the course of the years, you've had to get used to a lot of different mid laners over your career playing on C9. So what are some of the things that you've learned from those past mid lane experiences and apply them to help you and Loki become a better duo?
It's just Loki's very easy to talk to, and it's just nice to be able to communicate with him and talk about like, hey, how can we play this better? How can we like pressure more? How can we push harder with our lead? Stuff like that is just it's natural to talk to him about. So it's been good. I think this week we were winning a lot more of our skirmishes around mid and utilizing our prio a lot better. So I'm happy with like how we've improved on that.
Mm-hmm. And it definitely showed in this game. I did want to ask, like you preluded to, there was one Baron fight that went a little awry for you guys, but obviously you guys won. So something I always like to ask you, especially when you have moments like these, what are comms like in the game where it's like, okay, we lost this, but here's how we can turn it around?
I mean, I think we all knew we were still winning in that game. It's a bit different if like after you lose the Nash, you're still losing. Like after we lose the Baron, we're still like winning. We're in a winning situation in that game. So we kind of just knew like if we just kept playing side lane with Vi, kept taking camps, fighting the Drakes, that eventually we would win the game.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Talk to me a little bit about the jungle meta. This is going to be two parts. Part one is obviously we saw a lot of Vi. We've seen a lot of Sejuani. We've seen a lot of tanks. I know you prefer more of those, like you would prefer not to play a tank, but you have to play a tank. What are your thoughts about some of the tanks returning?
I don't mind playing tanks. I like playing the tank junglers. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy to play in any meta. I think this meta is actually pretty good for me. I think Sedge and Xin are two of my best champs, and they're good right now. I think Vi has historically not been one of my best champs, but definitely improving on it. So yeah, I mean, I'm liking the meta right now.
Mm-hmm. And I also want to ask about Nefiri. That's something I've been asking a couple of the junglers today. We have yet to see you play it. Are you ready to play Nefiri?
I'm actually very good at Nefiri. But after the nerf in 15.7, I'm just not sure it's very good. I know Umti won with it today, but I'm not convinced that it's like super good. I think if we actually had Fearless, you would see me play it. But I don't think it's better than the current junglers being played.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. The broadcast was saying today that while you guys had an easier schedule, it's really next week that you guys are going to have to definitely prove yourselves a little more. You have Fly, TL, and Lion, and obviously Lion being that more dark horse team in the late. What are your thoughts on those three teams?
I think that well, personally, I don't think that Lion is like there yet. I would say like in the top teams. I do think like they're by far the closest. Like they're actually like not a bad team. And if we play poorly, we for sure will lose to them. But I still think that they're like probably fifth. And I think versus Fly and TL, like any of us can win. I think it's about who shows up on the day.
Mm-hmm. And as you guys head into that best of threes, is there a team that you'd want to be paired up with early on in the best of threes?
No, I don't really care who we play against. I think that we are the best team right now in the league. So I think that other teams should be scared of us.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious, can you elaborate a little bit about that? I've been hearing a lot of the C9 players say that, but obviously you guys took one game loss to 100 Thieves, and while you guys have been dominant, there had been a couple mistakes. So I'm kind of curious how you guys define yourself as the best team in the league.
We're just winning a lot in practice, so we have a lot of confidence. Regardless of like if we actually are now, right? Like scrims don't actually translate to stage. Well, usually they do, but not always, right? I think it's a lot about having confidence. Like if we are winning consistently against the other top teams, then we're obviously going to think that we're the strongest, and we have to show it on stage, right? Like we haven't really shown on stage that we've been the best the last couple splits, but I'm really hoping that we will be able to this time around.
Mm-hmm. Couple more questions for you, because obviously I know you guys have had a very long day. It's the last game of the day. I'm curious a little bit about, as we progress, you've been on C9 for, I think this is your sixth, seventh year now? It's been a while. Seventh, that's what I thought.
20, 21, 22, 8th, actually.
8th year, that's a long time. I think you're very close to one of the records being on the longest stint on being on one team. Obviously, no one's going to pass Fager's record. But I'm kind of curious from your standpoint, being on C9 for so long, what do you have to prove to say, like, hey, there's a reason that C9 has kept me for this long?
I mean, I think that I've been playing well for most of my career, and I also think that, like, I mean, honestly, I think I've just been playing well, and I also I really love it here at C9, and I think C9 also loves having me, so it's just been like a good situation. It's still like a performance related sport, right? So obviously, if I was playing really really bad, like probably I would have got kicked at some point. But I do think that I've never really wanted to leave, and I think they're happy to have me. So yeah, it's just been a good relationship I've had with C9 and Jack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also wanted to briefly ask, I was just watching a piece of content. Did they tell you in advance that you had to learn Malphite's walk for content?
No, I had no idea. I just showed up and did it. Dude, it wasn't that bad. Like, I don't know why I was getting slandered.
I thought it was good.
Bad. That's what I'm saying.
Compared to some of your other teammates, I think
Dude,
that you're...
How did Loki get a higher score than me? Like, what was he even doing?
I have... Maybe the arms. I have no idea. I don't work socials for C9. I'll annoy Mateo.
Sounds good.
Lastly, is there anything you'd like to say to the fans?
No, thanks for supporting us. Hopefully we can show up next week against the top teams. We did lose to 100, which sucks, but we'll bounce back versus Fly TL. So yeah, keep supporting us next week. And Lion, we play now Lion next week too.
Yep, don't forget Lion. Without those all the questions I have. Blaber, you know I always enjoy chatting with you. Thank you for speaking with me, and best of luck in the Super Week next week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Will do.